In 5 words or less, tell me what it's been like to work on the rebrand for GPS tracking systems.
In 5 words or less? Oh my God.
A mission and a half.
Can relate.
I reckon we should put that in there.
Literally, yeah, put that bit in there.
GPS Tracking Systems is a GPS tracking and telematics business that was founded in 2016 by this guy.
So I already had a technology company, but it was a consulting business and I was exchanging my time for money. And I wanted to start up a new tech company, but it had to have a couple of different features. And one, it had to be a software as a service model. And the other, the technology had to be in its infancy in Australia.
This is Matt. He came up with the original business idea.
So a mate from New Zealand introduced me to GPS tracking and it had the right model. And we found a company here in Perth who was a telematics supplier. And they allowed us to white label the solution and sell it as our own. And GPS Tracking Systems was born. We actually started the business with a different business name, but we'd registered GPS Tracking Systems as the company. And I'd been doing some marketing courses and the professional said, if you don't have a big budget to market your brand, get a name that says what you do. And so I went and had a look if the domain name was available, and surprisingly it was. So we started trading as GPS Tracking Systems. You know, it says what we do, right?
What about the original logo?
Funny that our original web developer threw that in as a part of the package, and there wasn't a lot of thought that went into it, but it was pretty simple, had blue in it, which I like, and so it stuck.
I started with the business nearly 4 years ago, and we were tracking small light vehicle fleets, a couple of transport companies and consumer vehicles.
This is Meg. She was the first employee and has seen the evolution firsthand.
At that point, we were trying to work out which industries would get the most value from the technology. We quickly moved away from the consumer market and focused our attention on the mining, logistics and transport sectors.
So as soon as we started to focus our attention on these core industries, we were looking for other gaps that we could fill with technology. And what we found in the transport industry was that they've got 4 big P&L items. There's fuel, labour, repairs and maintenance, and tyres. And that's where we had to focus our attention. Yeah, so we've got a fuel tax credit solution that helps our customers claim more back on the fuel tax credits. They've had some really big wins with that. We've got a vertical solution in the concrete ready-mix industry, and the return on investment for our customers in that space has been massive. We have a smart AI-based dash cam which helps with fatigue management, forward collision warning, pedestrian collision warning, things like that. Yeah, so we're currently working on a live cloud-based tyre pressure and tyre temperature monitoring system. It's going to have some massive benefits to customers around safety, compliance, productivity. So what has happened is that we've become more than just GPS tracking, and we don't want to be restrained by a name.
But it's pretty hard to change a brand overnight, right?
We weren't just looking for a new logo, we're looking for a new name as well. And I'm not sure if you know how hard that is, but to get a name that's not trademarked, the domain's not registered, and it actually means something to you, that's not easy.
We did a lot of brainstorming. We used a name generator, and then we put a survey out to our business partners and marketers that we knew. In the end, I think the name actually came about over drinks in the boardroom on a Friday evening. That was probably 18 months ago.
So, you have a new name. What next?
So we absolutely need a new website and a very cool logo to go with it.
Look, I've known Coops for about 5 years now, and for about 4 of those years, I've been desperately trying to get him to do a project like this.
This is Hirsch. He's the head honcho at Aligned Agency.
Yeah, look, it's taken Coops a bit of time to get his shit sorted and finally engage us to do this properly. After a couple of rogue attempts with other agencies went astray, I think he figured we should probably talk to the guys that have been bugging us to do this for 4 years. Not one to make it easy, he's pitted us against one of Perth's biggest agencies and made us jump through so many hoops to get the project that we nearly threw in the towel ourselves. In the end, we never lost the belief and Coops finally worked out what was good for him.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
This is Jazz. She's the creative director behind the project.
Yeah, so Coops proudly presented me a rainbow logo that was clearly designed on the internet for $50. We had a really good understanding of the business and their ideal customer, but the logo just didn't suit. We thought it was going to turn people away from the website.
We needed intervention. We were sort of pacing around the office nervously trying to work out how we were going to bring it up with him, but not hurt his feelings.
We buttered Coops up with some beers and politely asked him if he could mock up some designs.
So thankfully we got the nod and we got our designer to come up with a couple of actually good logo concepts.
That weren't rainbow.
So Coops had this idea of a stylized letter, which was pretty cool, but he was just obsessed with this idea of geometric shapes and patterns, which just didn't really make any sense to us.
So we designed one brand that we knew was going to keep Coops satisfied with his geometry, and then we created one that we knew was going to completely align with the business.
We had the idea of combining all of the elements of the business, like the road, the location, the data, the metrics, the technology, and really tie it together into the concept of the journey towards continual optimization to really bring it all to life.
So we nervously pitched the idea to Coops, and luckily for us, he loved it, and our job was done.
So Hirsch and Jazz initially came up with 2 designs, and they showed us the first one and it was okay. But when they showed me the second one, I was pumped, like it just felt right. It's a design I can be really proud of. And to have that as the basis for our website and social media pages, I'm just so excited. I'm so glad that we got this right because I do not want to do this ever again.